I got new shades. Ahem. We all know what's going on. Anyway, I got new shades. I'm off to work in the earlies. Good to hear from you. Good to see you. Thanks everybody for coming through and listening in on my conversation with Nick. That was it was quite a flow state conversation, just because it was just so long overdue. The man got so much to talk about, and I'm sitting here. It's just like I need to get my boy on my platform, to help increase some of his exposure. Even though, I mean, he's bigger than me, he's more successful, and certainly putting out to do so. I'm in the middle of listening to him hosting this presentation with this guy who gave obelisks to all these world leaders and shit. But anyway, so I called this one Riding Above It All, because it's the person that I was from 2012, when what seemed to be the reality of this world had dawned upon me, and I was half true, which, that's why 2020 and 2021 was so hard on me, is because it was the half truth of it all. It was the right truths that I needed to know before the full revelation, because I had done such hard work in my own narrow field of view at the time. Because of all the narrow views around me, I was the widest, and I said, like, God, I don't know everything, but I now know that I know more than you. You gotta listen to me, right? It was that kind of thing. It's just like, subject matter of concern comes up. Hold on, I know the most about it. And like, I literally did. It's just like, I read this book and that book, and I've run this math and that math, kind of. I didn't run the math, but the point is that there've been some shit I've been thinking about for a long time, because I had figured out shit a while ago, and now I can't believe it's for reals, and yada yada yada. My life was like that for 8 years. Between 2012 and 2020. Now, even with the potentiality of it getting much worse very soon, there is something that just sits above it all, right? People's nervous systems are shot by this shit. They're shot by this shit because they are reactionary beings. You have to make a decision in your life at a certain point. Are you a reactionary being or a proactionary being? And I'm proactive, so my nervous system has a different relationship to the Hegelian dialectic, the manifestation of the shock to your system, right? A tremendous amount of personal discipline had to go into that. And there was a kind of discipline that I had developed that was not great, but it was there. From working on aspects of my rational mind, my emotional intelligence, right? Physically, I was in over my fucking head. And I still have a ways to go. I still think I'm physically in over my head, despite how far I've come, because of certain levels of I'm not satisfied with my performance capabilities. It's this kind of thing. How we doing? Who we got here? We got, I can't even read that. The light's all the way up, isn't it? Practically. It's, Sharkbait. What's up, Sharkbait? And Ozhair or something. Asshair? Asher? I think it's Asher. What's up, Asher? called you ass hair. That's hysterical. Anyway, howdy, sir. Could you say something for you? Can you say something, de gallo, or sing happy birthday to my friend Nolan? Could you say something for me? You want me to... you want a birthday song? Sure. Hold on a minute. Let me... How do I do this? Because am I just going to do happy birthday to you? I guess I just have to do I guess I'm just doing the happy birthday song. I'm a talented musician, yes. There's like, I can't fucking come up with original lyrics in flow state. Funny enough, despite me having an original thought that I'm flow stating to you conversationally, when it comes to singing, I'm accessing a different part of my brain to communicate, right? So if I write something like a poem or what, I gotta sit down and think about it, right? It's different than my imaginary psychic connection, or perceived psychic connection when I go live, or whatnot. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday, Nolan. Happy birthday to you. All right, that's not bad. It's a little bit of rock opera, I suppose. Perhaps a little Meatloaf without the bitch tits. What else we got here? We got Indigenous Everyday Prog Clock, right? Yes, I think I met you. I've met you. And Destruction Art Studios. All right. Yeah, you know, I just I love playing my guitar. I don't really like, I can do that fucking singing really fucking well. I'm not really into coming up, I'm not really into fucking like needing to remember the very words to sing about shit. This is a weird thing with me. I probably should fucking practice that, but I'd much rather just focus on guitar, because I'm really kind of stretching myself thin between taking care of myself and advancing my talent. You know, this situation. You sing random things, right? Yeah. So like, if I'm doing anything along any of those natures, there's just like there's times where I know it's right to like tone the runes or something like that. I'm feeling a moment, right? Perhaps I'm under a great deal of distress or something like that. I might want to tone Hagalaz, the Hagel's rune, because it is that energy that I am experienced, right? It's that difficulty, but it's that ascending struggle, right? Hagalaz is a very kind of was it Sisyphus is the one who rolls the boulder up the mountain forever? That's kind of like Hagalaz, and you kind of have to build a relationship with the aspects of your life that are supposed to be like that. They're supposed to have a certain perpetuality and not supposed to have a particular landing point, ending point. You will just have milestones that occur. Those milestones are going to occur when all of a sudden something you were doing for practice now comes into practical. You know, the way that I do my stretching, for instance, how it operates the inner calf, the outer thigh, or well, the inner thigh, the outer thigh, so on and so forth. When I was doing that 13-hour shift in a garbage truck, it's like every 3 minutes I'm in and out of this fucking Mack truck type truck. And so my, like, I have to basically be able to do a high step. Like, my life needs to be easy. I gotta grab these bars at these angles, and then my legs gotta go up and down. Like I have to fucking step up into this thing. This is not for people with bad knees, not for people with stiff legs, right? You've got to have, you don't have to be a goddamn athlete. I'm not looking at all these garbage truck dudes like whatever, but, they certainly are perfectly comfortable with the physical things they basically need to do. Other than that, it's not like you need to be in shape other than strong enough to, like, lift garbage. And some of the equipment that you're working with. Don't forget that the stove is on. Don't scare me with the fact that sometimes that happens. I think I left the stove on for like 3 hours the other day. Because I've got like it's like a flat plate. And I'm moving so fast between two different aspects of prep. That I might forget to turn it off, right? Especially because I'm usually using 2 plates. So I'll turn off 1 plate, and then my mind will be like, okay, I remember twisting the button. Yeah, I turned it off. I'm done. But I was so fucking preoccupied that I was just like, oh fuck, there's a 2nd plate that I fucking forgot about. Grand Rising Violence, what's good? Good to catch you. You missed me singing happy birthday on request. So anyway, my point with Rising Above, which was what this thing is about, is everyone's nervous system is riding on some sort of next level collapse, right? And people, honestly, they need to be a little turned off from that if it's racking their nervous system. But it would seem unwise to do so, right? It's part of a learning process of letting go for the things that are not there yet on your level, right? I'd say about 99% of the world is not particularly on my level. Right? I see them on a level that's incredibly foolish, much more interested in destroying themselves, with a worldview living under threat and suffering. There's already suffering, and then there's persistent threat. And this is your relationship with what this deity has become, that has supplanted itself as the high principle amongst all these world fucking leaders. And we have seen it affect every little aspect of our life come through 2020 and 2021. And you want to hold space that protects you from it, right? That's the whole idea. Everybody's trying to find out, how do I hold space for protection from that which I cannot digest through my mind's eye, right? And this is how we filter out truth about reality, right? And we need that as a survival mechanism. Like James True talks about this stuff, right? I go in a smidge different direction with it. Oof. I'm going the right way. I think I've gotten myself turned around in the wrong spot. I probably have, but I'm early. Yeah, I got turned around. I'm in a nonsense place. Oh my gosh. There's a strip club over here that's owned by the Ruskies. Funny how all that, oh my god, the Russians, and everybody goes to the strip club and owned by the Russians. But anyway, we all know how those Ruskies do with their women. Those bitches will fucking kill you. Anyway, are we having a good time? Anyway, you know, I'm a Randian objectivist, effectively, right? You know, I mean, I'm a Heideggerian subjectivist and a Randian objectivist. So that's how I'll put it. I'm saying Heidegger's Being in Time is a great subjective lesson. All right. And so we certainly do this hallucination of reality. However, there's reality within that, because, you know, you're hallucinate, you know, like, for those of us that see each other in a borderline rationality way, right? Like, there can be certain agreed upon things. I am not hallucinating the sunglasses on my head. Everybody sees them. If you were to describe them to me, we would be in agreement as to what they look like. I bet you $1 million that within reason, we're going to agree on the isness of these, of this object on my face. And so I think that this is a natural distinction as an idea, that there's some sort of basics. I'm not even going to say, oh, it's because color is real, or it's because this and that are real. Oh, there's definitely a truck to start this day. Good thing I'm early and I don't have to fucking rush. So I'm not on the clock for 15 minutes, but now I know. Now I know what I'm gonna be doing. It's a good thing I brought my belt to protect my waist. You know, I do love how in, oops, that's not right. I'm going the wrong way. I do love how in our mythos, you know, with Thor needs gloves and a belt to be at full power. And, you know, that's just attributes of something that, you know, that are off and on switches of his abilities, which is why they can be lost, like the hammer can be lost. But of course, as a personification, you know, there isn't like a literal artifact of a belt or whatever. But for you, in the animist, not just the animist sense, but just the scientific sense of what your body needs, you can unlock your best potential if you've got the right grip, your strength, that is, and that you have got the right back support, right? That's it, right? The right grip and the right back support, and you're off to the races. That's the idea. Anyway. So, I'm going to go, I got about 15 minutes to put myself on the warpath, and I'm probably going to be only about 10 minutes as I just put myself together. I'm going to catch you later, and walk that line between the problems you're worried about are probably real. The problems that you worry about are probably easier to overcome if you just are strong and continue to be happy, live your life, and just keep an eye on the exit at all times.